Sit by the bar, all the drinks on me. Don't go too far. Sitting by the bartender, asked her.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ikon E, and we're here on 910 Sports. Once again, what I'm saying, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here and, have another great show with some great people, and do our thing. Once again, I got my boy in the building. You know what I'm saying? This Mr. just Georgia everything. This football, basketball, baseball, the club, you know what I'm saying? Ball, all of it. You know what I'm saying? He just, you know what I'm saying? I got my man Steve-O in the building. What's going on, fam?
Not much. Just like you said, man, just want to give God give God praise for having another opportunity, man. Another opportunity to do this. Another day to be great.
Yeah, man. So, man, first and foremost, I want to get into this. First, I want to talk about, I know we had a few topics we want to get into, but I wanted to first get into this topic about, the LeBron James breaking his record this week. So right now he's sitting at 36. He's sitting at 36 points away from breaking the record. So do you believe, first and foremost, do you think he's gonna break the record on Tuesday or Thursday?
It's a Tuesday is a away game, right? That's when they play at Milwaukee.
No, both of them home game because they did the ticket. The floor seats went for 75 G's. So the floor seats for the game is $75,000. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people predicted he'll break the record on Tuesday, but like I said, he needs 36 points to break the record.
That's tough.
So do you think?
That's tough. If I had saved up money all my life, and I'm like, I got this is what I saved up all this money to go see. Whatever amount it was, and I had to pick a game, but I'd be so mad if I picked the first game and he didn't do it. Let's say he scored 30 points, I'd be so mad. Or if I picked the second game and he scored 37, and then you done bought that ticket. That's tough. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna say Thursday. I'm gonna say 36. 36 is doable for him on Tuesday. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna say Thursday. I'm gonna say Wednesday. Tuesday he'll have 26, and then he'll clean it up on Thursday.
Yeah, get the rest on Thursday. I just think it's gonna be kind of like, because LeBron is not the type where he's gonna like kind of force the action. Like if it was like a Jordan or a Kobe, or even like when Steph broke the record, the 3-point record, he was like forcing up shots, and like he actually went into a slump because he was trying to get the record so bad. You know what I mean? And was throwing up wild threes and all kind of stuff trying to get that record. And LeBron game ain't really based on that. Like he's not gonna be the one to be out there like being noticeably like just jacking up shots to get the record. Unless he get close. Like maybe like let's say in the fourth quarter he already got like 26 or something or 30, then he might try to push himself to go ahead. Of course, teammates gonna be saying, "Bruh, shoot." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what they're gonna start doing.
Fourth quarter, if he start to get really close to the record at that point. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna say, and they playing against the Thunder. You know what I'm saying so. I'm gonna say he will, just because the magnitude of it, and then the pressure, and the fans gonna be like kind of pushing for it. He's gonna be at the crib, and they're gonna be kind of forcing him like in his head to like shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? And then LeBron is like a people pleaser to a certain degree.
I can see it.
He like kind of try to force himself to try to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. So, I can definitely see that. Yeah. I can see him doing like a situation where they had with Kobe. You know what I mean? They're giving him the ball at the end of his career. Remember that last game? Yeah, they were just giving him the ball. They were like, "Just shoot." We said screens. That's all we doing. Ain't nobody else shooting but you. So I can see a scenario like that, especially if you say playing Oklahoma City. They probably can blow them boys out. They should. You know what I mean? Talent wise, they should be leading pretty good until the fourth quarter. But they've been pretty consistent with his minutes, not like overplaying him. Like he ain't played the whole game and now won the last 2 games. So I think he'll kind of
And he's
do
gonna
it.
be risky because it's gonna be like a 3 days into that game. So he's gonna be I think he'll be pretty rested up too. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you had to buy one ticket, Icon. If you get one ticket, if the wife tell you go ahead, you can buy your ticket to go, Icon. She give you the green light. Which game you going to?
What, the Tuesday or the Thursday game?
Mm-hmm.
I would have probably just went ahead. Me, I'm not really in the betting like that, so I probably went to the Thursday game because I'd have been mad if I would have went Tuesday game and he would end up with like 30, like 6 points away, and I'd be mad. So I would just go to the Thursday game just because I'll be like, well, if nothing else, ain't no way in the world if he got 26, he ain't getting 10. The man went like 100 and like 1,380 something games, scoring 10 points or more. They said he got more 50-point games in his career than he got single-digit games. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he got like 14 50-digit games, but he only got 8 single-digit games in his career, and 6 of those was in his rookie year. So that means 2 times in his whole career, he scored under single digits. Yeah. These are single digits. 2 times. 2 times in his career since his rookie season.
Do you think this record feels a little bit different for everybody? Because we've seen LeBron come in from a child, grow up, go to Miami, learn to win championships, come back home, win championships. It's like we watch this man grow up like his whole professional career. Do you think this record feels a little different for you? Like watching, like it's a little personal. Like you know, I didn't personally do it, but I feel like, yeah, like I watched this whole journey, and I never thought starting this that we would get to this point, but we did see the greatness from game 1.
Yeah, because I feel like this, and this was the question I asked this question within the question. If you look at the bottom of the screen, I was like, well, does this record make him the GOAT? And I'm like, at the end of the day, whether you hate LeBron, love LeBron, look at all the other stuff that go along with records and greatness and everything else, this is the one unbreakable record in sports that people never thought was going to be broken, period. Let alone like within our lifetime. You got to think that Kareem broke this record when I was like, I might have been like 10 or whatever, or something like that, or 8 or 7 like that. I think because it was like 86, 87. So I was probably like, I'm telling my age now. So I was probably like 10 or 11 years old when he broke this record. You know what I'm saying, or whatever it was. And here you are, 39 years later, and you break the one record nobody thought in the same lifetime. And only 3, and it's kind of crazy because only 3 people really held this record when you look at it over the last 50-something years: Kareem and Wilt Chamberlain. And then when Kareem passed Wilt, he still played like a couple of more years after that. So it's like LeBron still gonna play a couple more years after he break the record. So he might end up with like 40-something thousand points. And I remember I was talking to somebody in an Uber. I was doing Uber the other day, and somebody said, do you think this record gonna ever be broken when LeBron breaks it? And I said no. I said because the one thing is because most players don't play 82 games anymore.
That's true.
Then you have to have longevity to break the record. So you have to play 20-something years to break the record. So you would have to average 35, 40, unless players start averaging 40 points a game on a regular, like for 10, 15 years straight, like 40 a night, then no, nobody's going to break this record. And then there's so much the load management and all that going on, and players getting hurt. Because the only player that could have probably came close in the same era as LeBron to break it would have been KD. And KD can't stay on the court. So
yeah, I think that's true. That definitely factors into it. But do you think that because of the way the game is going, though, the high scoring, 150 points, 160 points is becoming routine sometimes in the NBA, at least 120. I remember at one point, it was a game that was 89-93. That was a high scoring game at one point when I first started watching basketball. So now you look at the needle. Now it's moved to 120 points. I believe at one point, you might get somebody that average 35 a game, or 32 a game, 36 a game. I believe it's coming because of the 3-point shot and how they've integrated that into the game now. I think because you have people like Steph Curry who can shoot the lights out. Can he do that at age 30, 35, 36, 37, 38? I don't know. But it doesn't require that much athleticism, as Reggie Miller played well into late 30s. So maybe Steph could break it if he stays, like you said, but that healthy and load management and all those different factors and players not playing every day. And, if it's a back-to-back, they sitting out. Yeah, all that stuff definitely going to factor into it. But I think with that 3-point equalizer, you might.
I mean,
maybe
yeah,
not. We might not be watching the person right now, but I think it's possible. But I know one record that would not be broken. I think that's Emmitt Smith. I hate to say that. Boy. Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith. That record.
See, that record is not unbreakable because people couldn't do it. It's unbreakable because of the way they look at the running back now.
Yeah.
See, that's the only reason why I because if you look at somebody like a Derrick Henry would be, I feel like he would be a type of running back would be capable of breaking that record if he kept going. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that the NFL doesn't look at the running back the way they look at the wide receiver or even the tight end, that's the reason why that record probably won't be getting broken anytime soon. But that's kind of like a different scenario than like the scoring record, where the scoring record I think won't get broken because of the longevity part of it. I get what you're saying with the scoring a lot of points, but you got to think LeBron James has played 20 years and he's never had a significant season-ending injury. Like Steph has had injuries where he's been knocked him out for a whole season on a couple of occasions.
That's right.
James Harden, you know what I'm saying? All these players that can score at a high level. Kobe, when he played. Even Jordan, early on, he had the broken foot that knocked him out for a significant amount of time or whatever. And then he quit a couple of times or whatever. So mentally, he couldn't even stay. He couldn't even stay. He played so hard mentally, he couldn't keep up with his own pace. So he had to keep quitting, to play at a high level. So
I think
what's going on? What's going on,
just trying to think of a player right now who, like you said, who hasn't had any significant injury, scores a lot of points at a high volume, and really take care of themselves like that. I would say Luka, but he don't take care of himself like that. Luka's not built like Giannis.
I would say Giannis. Giannis, because Giannis will give you 40, 50 too. You know what I'm saying? So he could possibly get close.
I can see that.
Or whatever. In a few years, like I said, it would take 20 plus years to do it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know what his game will look like 15, 16 years from now, because his game is not really based on. It's not really based on athleticism in that way, because he's so big.
Who you talking about, Giannis?
Giannis is not really based on athleticism. Like, it's not like he based on jumping out the gym. You know what I'm saying? Or
he uses going through the lane head. He's kind of like he reminds me of a LeBron, but this was not so much for this. He's going to put his head down and get to the basket, and you can't stop him.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do
about it. But even when
he's
like 35, you're not gonna be able to stop him. Like,
nope.
It's like with Shaq. The only thing that slowed Shaq down was just like he just got older and he
ain't take care of himself.
Yeah,
if Shaq would have worked out in the off season, and it's just as not used the regular season to get himself into shape, then I think Shaq would have been way more dominant. He'd be way higher on the list. He would have did it for a longer period of time. But Shaq didn't really take care of himself in the off season. He'll tell you that.
Yeah, because like if you look at Giannis is 7 feet tall, 6'11", 7 feet. It's almost like I said, what Kareem did was almost unheard of, because normally you don't get nobody that big that can stay healthy. Because normally you that big, you usually
got some issues, foot, ankle.
You're gonna have some knee issues, some foot issues, ankles. That's what Kevin Durant, because he, you know what I'm saying, like he got such a frail frame body that, you know what I'm saying, I think that's a part of the reason why he get hurt so much. You know what I mean? And I don't really think that Kevin Durant hoops a lot, probably in the off season and all that. but I don't know if he works out a lot. You know what I mean? The difference between
Yeah, he
hooping a
already.
lot.
Yeah, he told you that. He told us that he said he don't like working out. Like, he don't like weights. He don't like
so
nothing.
that'll catch up to you after a while if you're like Giannis. You can tell he work out. You can tell by the way he built and whatever he work out for real. But you know, what I mean, I think Kevin Durant part of the problem is he don't work out, so he don't. We'll probably work on his limbs and his flexibility and all that kind of stuff. He just go out there and hoop, and I guess he's looking like I'm a hoop until it just fall apart on his own. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's a different mindset when it comes to the way he approaches the game. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Not ever give us free. You say shaking my effing Luca and non-talking African give us free. Riding Tigers are through. Man, this junk here. Go to sleep, bro. This junk crazy. Anyway, so next man, let's talk about the next topic. Kyrie Irving getting traded.
Yep, I already.
So it doesn't surprise me because I almost was thinking to myself, if they keep losing the way they losing, you know what's gonna happen. Like, because I remember throughout, I even heard. I know y'all be getting on me when Kyle heard, but to me, I actually respect him more than I do a lot of.
I listen to him.
You know what I'm saying? But I Crystal and them always be like, Kyle heard. But I was like,
but here, one thing about him, he will walk it back if he said he was wrong. If he say something and he be wrong, then he'll come back and say I was wrong. He have a whole segment about where Colin was wrong, and he admit that he wrong. So guys like that I can deal with. But you have a guy like Skip Bayless, man, who just it is what he said, and he leave it at that. And even if he wrong, he's still gonna stand on it and double back down on it again. Them the ones you be like, come on, you can be wrong, bro. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, especially when you ain't never played the game. I could see if you played the game 15 years, then you could stand on what you stand on. But if you ain't never played the game, when you wrong, you need to say you was wrong because you look crazy not saying you ain't wrong. But especially when you try to blame the player for reason why you ain't. Well, oh, I would have won if LeBron would hit the free throw, or I would have won if Mike Evans would have caught Tom Brady catch, because if you're never gonna bring Tom Brady. If Tom Brady, when he threw the pass, and even it was a perfect pass, it could be the worst pass in the world where he should have dove for the pass. It was a dominable pass catch where he could have dove and caught the pass. And like, what, bro? You tripping? But anyway, like when it comes with the Kyrie thing, it don't surprise me because I even heard Colin say early in the season, if it was him, knowing that Kyrie gonna be a free agent, he said that when Kyrie started coming back was balling, that he would have traded him right then and there, because he was like, you could get something for him now because his stock done went back up. Because he kept saying the Nets they a good regular season team, but they not going to win no championships. You know what I'm saying? They're not built for it. He said they're not built for it. And to me, I was looking like I don't know what to believe in them or not, because of course I figured Kevin Durant was gonna get hurt again because he was playing too many minutes, and I said it. And then Kyrie Irving probably at some point gonna pull a hamstring or something and be out a few weeks or something, and that's gonna throw everything off. And when I seen Ben Simmons, the way he been not playing at all, terrible.
Come on.
I said, oh, they don't got a chance. I said, because Ben Simmons been getting away with it all season because the Nets were winning. I said, but as soon as they started losing, then all eyeballs gonna be back on Ben Simmons. And what did I tell y'all in the chat? I said, as soon as they start, when Kevin Durant got hurt, I said, what's gonna happen? Ben Simmons all of a sudden he gonna be hurting too. So as soon as Kevin Durant went out, what happened? Ben Simmons ain't played the last couple of games. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't handle the pressure. You know what I'm saying? He can't handle the pressure. So it don't surprise me not one bit. So I know everybody gonna look at it like, and a part of the reason why he said he wanted a trade because he because of the money. I guess he wanted $200 million. He didn't want to outfront whatever the money. But I feel like, and I was telling somebody, I said, think about it, is I think Kyrie Irving's feelings was hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was embarrassed. He was shamed. You can't shame and embarrass a black man in public. That's one thing you can't do, especially when a black man got options. You know what I'm saying? This ain't slavery. This ain't back when Mr. Henry used to work for the plant back in 1975 and got 12 kids. This ain't that. It ain't that. You know what I'm saying? This man got options, so he can.
What?
I'm just saying. You know, it ain't one of them moments where you know that your old granddaddy, you know what I'm saying, been working at the same plant for 30 years and Mr. Charlie come and say, you gotta work overtime. Well, Mr. Charlie, I got to go over here and do da 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 da. If you don't stay, we'll find somebody else. You know, that's the first thing they quick say. If you don't do something, we just find somebody else. You know, but Mr. Charlie, I've been working for 30 years. This is the only time I had 30 years. I only asked you off one time. And this the first time I asked you since my mama died. I mean, you want
you crazy?
you know what I mean? And then, you know what I'm saying? That's how it be, though.
Are you crazy?
So I'm just like, that's all I'm saying. He got options.
Yeah, no. That's real. And two, man, y'all don't make this man bend over backwards for y'all because he said something about he reposted this video or this show or movie or whatever it was. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he do feel some kind of way. I'm pretty sure he is like, hey, I need y'all to pay me. I did everything y'all wanted me to do. I got back into good graces for people, and y'all still ain't brought me my money. Oh no, don't even worry about it. I don't even want it no more. I give it to somebody else. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. And I'm going home. I ain't even coming to play tomorrow. I'm going home. So you might well trade.
Exactly.
But where? Icon? Where should he go?
I mean, I think his heart is in LA. I think that's where his heart want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been too many conversations. Him and LeBron allegedly, supposedly had sat down and kind of talked everything out, whatever. And if you look like lately, he even been like praising LeBron. Like yesterday, he praised LeBron on his longevity and how we should appreciate him and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that might have been that olive branch, that last olive branch, like, get me over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Send for me. So, you know, I know people saying Dallas, but I just don't see Dallas being a good fit.
Man, he too ball dominant. Luka ball dominant. The clock winding down. Luka gonna want the ball. Kyrie gonna want to shoot it. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because at the end of the games, you know, they're gonna be both like wanting to take the last shot, and then if they miss it, and I just don't think it'll work. You know what I mean? And I think personality wise, I just don't think it's a good fit now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't see it. I know they were saying some other teams like the Clippers, but the Clippers would have to like send a lot of different players out to get them because you got to make their salaries match too.
Yeah. Because
the salary's still like 40-something million. So you have to send out like a Reggie Jackson and a Norman Powell and this one and that one, possibly to make the salaries work. So it's like, and then let's just say you send them over there, then you got Kawhi, PG, and him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't know who's gonna play. You don't know who's gonna play what night.
Yeah, it's gonna throw the chemistry off and whatever. I just think because I think the Clippers, if they could stay healthy, they're gonna be held. It really is about health for the Clippers.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, that's a big part of it too. Maybe that's why I'm kind of still skeptical because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen them have the ability to stay healthy. I haven't seen them have the ability to put it together where they're all playing at the same time and we can really see what they can actually do. And until I can, and I don't think I will. I think the Clippers organization is getting fed up with Kawhi. I think Kawhi is going to load manage himself out of the NBA at this point. This is my opinion.
You think gonna load manage himself out the NBA?
Yeah, man. Because owners and franchises they get fed up with that stuff, man. They get tired of it. Like, okay, you got the injury, bro, but it's like you can't play through none of them.
Yeah.
You can't play through nothing. Like, come on, man.
You can't. I mean, your toe stomp, nothing. I mean, you can't be like you just get out of bed and hit your knee on the end of the bed rail, and you
call him out. I call him out. Yeah, exactly. Like, man. Like,
I don't get it either. And then Paul George be like, yeah, bro, well, you gonna sit down? I'm gonna sit down.
Exactly. I'm like, now Paul George, like you rubbing off on him. Like he done learned the game. Yeah. Shit, let me wake up and fall this morning.
And what I don't be understanding is if Kawhi out, then why Paul got to be out too? Like, I mean, be like, because I don't be understanding Tyrone Lue's like thought process on that. Like, why both of them got to sit out at the same time on every game? Like, because a lot of times I think it just be that low management part of it where they just make up a reason for them to sit out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just be like, well, why you won't just have one sit out tonight and the other will sit out tomorrow night?
Exactly.
Why both of them sit out on the same night, and then y'all automatically know y'all gonna catch your L or whatever. It's like a lot of these teams just feel like they can just turn it on and just ball out. It's like I remember Golden State one night. They sat out everybody. Draymond. They don't think Draymond the only person that played. They sat out Clay, Steph, Poole. I think they sat out like 8. Like they only had like 8 players left because everybody sat out. And I'm just like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying on that, but it is what it is. But I do feel like I'm not gonna say I'm certain that he's gonna end up with the Lakers. I do feel like the Nets gonna make the trade before the deadline, before the Thursday deadline. I think because they don't want that distraction to linger on all week long.
What do you do with KD? You can't build around him. He's not healthy enough.
I just think you're gonna have to settle on a different price because last summer they tried to get Rudy Gobert ransom, and I'm just like that was just a dumb move on Minnesota on Utah or Minnesota part. That wasn't normal NBA trade. Huh?
Is Minnesota leading the West? They should be. I thought they gave up.
No, Minnesota's like 5th or 6th in the West, like that.
That's
7
crazy.
Might be like 7. They like
gave up all that to be in the play-in. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and Rudy Gobert, he playing right now. He been hurt. I think he hurt right now. So, or whatever. So, but I don't think that like at the end of the day, I think I'm pretty sure KD probably gonna ask for a trade again, or they just gonna say, at this point we might as well just blow it up because this is not working because it's been going on 4 years and it ain't nothing been but a circus. It's been a big circus. You know what I'm saying? And then my thing is not even that, but what you do with Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons, if he don't have a go-to player that he can get the ball to score, he's irrelevant. He's another guy. You know what I mean? He's just there. You know what I mean? He's probably the only player in this era like that's supposed to do certain things that can actually be on the court because most players that can't shoot in this era is on the bench. You know what I mean? They actually put Ben Simmons on the bench at one time and then try to start him, but then he don't play in the fourth quarters because he can't shoot free throws. He don't make jump shots. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have a game where you get 7, 8, you get 10 rebounds or whatever it was, 15 rebounds and 7, 8 assists or however it was, and then you getting the 0 points. Like you could get 2 points off of a rebound just by putting it right back up. You know what I'm saying?
He don't even look at the basket. He like some of my 12-year-old. He don't even look at the basket. He gonna look around.
Yeah. So he grab the ball, just turn around, look around. It's like people being embarrassed to shoot the ball. Like, oh, I'm at the basket. I'm too embarrassed if I shoot this ball. And if I miss, even though it's a layup, I'm gonna feel embarrassed. It's like you more concerned with the way it's gonna look than just balling, just playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Because you 6'10", you can if nothing else, just go up for the dunk every time, and if you get it blocked, you get it blocked. But if nothing else, that's a surefire way of getting.
He's scared. He's scared he's gonna get fouled. You still got and-ones, free throws. If they know they ain't gonna let you. If you can't shoot a free throw, I'm not gonna let you get this ball up. You get an and-1. So now I got to put you on the line. Everybody looking at you. The crowd going crazy, yelling at you.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate Giannis because Giannis can be 0 for 10 at the free throw line. He's still gonna keep shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't lying. Yeah, I did. I used to take up for Ben, and I still take up for anybody who say they have a mental illness problem, but that ain't got nothing to do with you playing bad on the basketball court. Once you out there, you out there. So
yeah, like I said, I just left it alone because me personally, I didn't think
you can't tell. There's no way to tell. When somebody has to say they have a mental illness, you got to go with it and leave them at that.
Yeah, so I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna leave this alone because, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. I'm gonna give you your 5 seconds of feeling good. Y'all Duke beat Carolina last night.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because I don't like neither team. Both of these teams are constructed horribly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The thing about it was, even though it was a close game, it was probably the worst played Carolina Duke games I've ever seen.
Man,
because normally when a Carolina Duke game come down to a wire and nip and tuck like that, you be on the edge of your seat, like excited because it'd be some great plays. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like it almost looked like two high school teams playing last night.
Turnover, air ball. I was like, come on, y'all shooting air balls and this 2 minutes stuff.
It was terrible, man. It was terrible. I was like, boy, how the mighty has fallen, boy. Because one of us was like, we going to the tournament. We both gonna be in the NIT. We might be in the NIT championship game against each other.
You're right.
That was terrible last night. I was like, man, we look.
And I didn't know Baycott was hurt. I was at least expecting for him. I was like, okay, at least I get to see the big man. I thought Baycott was hurt yesterday. No, he didn't play yesterday.
Baycott was. Baycott had 18-11 last night. I don't know who you think about. Baycott played last night.
I don't know why I didn't think I remember Baycott played.
Baycott played last night. You know what I'm saying? But it just, like I said, it was just a terribly played game. And the referees, of course, they wasn't calling nothing on Carolina. I'm talking about it was one time where it was a couple of plays where dudes when Carolina went straight down the middle trying to dunk and everything, trying to get a call. Still couldn't get one. I was like, dang, what they
the referee. But the referee yesterday was
I was like, they was on one yesterday. I was like, this is terrible, but
maybe they were trying to just let them play because the game was so bad, and they felt like if they over officiated, it would make it 10 times worse. Because I know some of them officials that might get them 12-year-old games like, look, man, I can't call everything. We'll be out here all afternoon. So maybe they took one of them type of approaches. Like, look, man, y'all just play and get the game over with. At this point, it ain't even entertaining. The fans weren't even into it like that. The crowd wasn't rocking like that. It just didn't. You didn't have it, man. You didn't have it. You can tell both of those programs are, I guess, trying to kind of find themselves with these new coaches. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true. So, but anyway, moving on. Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers. You know, that's the next big story in the news or in the sports world. Where they're gonna go and all of that. You know, you get all the speculations. Right, 4 or 5 teams want Derek Carr from us and the Commanders to the Saints to the Panthers to few teams. So, in your estimation and your thought process, where you think Derek Carr gonna land?
I can see him somewhere in the NFC South, either with like a Panthers or Saints. I don't know why they like them old recycled quarterbacks so much. Atlanta's they're done with that. Unless it's Lamar Jackson, we're not fooling with anybody else. I don't think. I'll tell you another team that's probably kind of sneaky interested. And you got the Jets. The Jets need a quarterback real bad. And they got a decent team. But give me the Titans, man. The Titans need a team too. You got to watch out for the Titans. The Titans need a quarterback. The Titans need a quarterback. They're a pretty good team just without a quarterback. They got defense. They got Derrick Henry. They got Trey Burke. You know, that wide receivers core do a little bit more of an upgrade. But they're a team that need a quarterback, but they're not too far. Like if Aaron Rodgers was to go to the Tennessee Titans, man, I think they're definitely win that division. And look what they play in the AFC South. So that's another team to look out for when it comes to the quarterback search. But I mean, what's San Francisco gonna do? Now Brock Purdy's out for the year. You don't know if Lance gonna be ready. He was hurt with a knee injury. Jimmy G, they already said they're not bringing him back. So can Aaron Rodgers go back to California?
He'll be out for the year. He'll be out for like 6 months, so he'll be back by.
Who you talking about?
Yeah, Purdy be out by the end of the season.
No. They've already said he's out for next season. He's gonna have.
They changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought they said 6 months. Oh,
no, he's out for the whole. He's already out for next season. They've already said.
Well, shoot. Well, but I heard Aaron Rodgers say that I know Aaron Rodgers said he wasn't going to 49ers. He already put it out that he wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But Derek Carr, I mean, that could be a good look. I don't know because see, unless you put Derek Carr down there with, they got Watson, they got that receiver that Christian Watson that looked very promising or whatever. And I think Derek Carr just want to play football. You know what I mean? I don't think he really, care. He's going to play football and play somewhere where they appreciate him as a quarterback. I don't think the Raiders ever appreciated him. Like, I've never seen a quarterback that played pretty good most of the time, and it's always like you're always being second guessed if you can play or not.
Yeah. Nah, that's what you get. That's what you get out of Oakland. Yeah. Well, Las Vegas.
That's kind of he's like the only quarterback I could really think that played for a team that long, and every year was always, is he good enough? Is he good enough? Is he good enough? And every coach that comes in kind of like has disdain for you and don't really support you like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, because I feel like he's good enough. I ain't gonna say to win no Super Bowl, but we've had quarterbacks that were lesser than him that got you to NFC championship games. So I think he can. Because I will say this: if he came to the Commanders, and a lot of people they underestimate what the Commanders have. You could say like they're a terrible team, but we got
not really
wide receivers. We got McLaurin. We got that rookie that just came in, Curtis Samuel. I'm not sure if he's going to Dotson. I don't know if Curtis Samuel's still going to be there next year, but he a nice speed receiver. We got Brian Robinson from Alabama. That joker thorough in that backfield. He a workhorse.
Even after getting shot.
Exactly. So I think if we got like a legit tight end, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and maybe cleaned up that offensive line, we could definitely we think about it. We was 7-9 or whatever this year, and we didn't have a real legit quarterback. Like if we had a Derek Carr, I think we'd have made it in the playoffs. Just having a Derek Carr. You know
I believe that, but I believe y'all got a lot of talent in your quarterback room. I just don't know why Ron Rivera want to go with Carson Wentz. Between Tyler Heineke and now you see Sam Howell, where he got the last two starts, and he was balling. I don't know why they just want. I don't know why or what Ron Rivera love about Carson Wentz, or why y'all offensive coordinator want to just keep going back to Carson Wentz. But I think you had the ability, like Tyler Heineke came to Atlanta and lit up. You know what I'm saying? He was lighting us up when we played there. So. Yeah. I seen it with my own eyes. I don't know why you would want to switch back to Carson Wentz, especially when the playoffs was on the line.
I didn't get that. He made me so mad. I wanted him to get fired after that game.
Yeah,
I
like
wanted
that.
him to start doing the game. Like put it like this: the first two drives, Carson Wentz threw an interception on the first two drives. I automatically would have pulled him right then and there. Even if I made that call and say, you know what,
I was about to say, but you can't do that. You gonna get fired for real. Then I thought you said. You told the owner that this week that he was gonna be good, he was ready to go. And now I'm looking at the game up there in the press box in the middle of the field, and you switch the quarterback. Oh yeah, you all right.
Man, no, it wouldn't have made no difference because think about it, I already know that Daniel Snyder lamed up. Snyder.
That's y'all got a lot of issues going on up top. Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't have cared anyway. That's why I'm like, that's why I think they trying to say they're trying to sell the team by March or April, because they trying to move on, and I know at one time when somebody was like, "Well, we might end up with like a Sean Payton," because even Colin Cowherd the one, because reason why I almost believed it, because Sean Payton was on the show every week with Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd to tell you they go out to dinner almost every week, like every Monday they go out to dinner and just chop it up. Mm-hmm. So in his mind, I think when he was putting it out there, like Sean Payton was like, well, Washington, if they get a new owner, you know what I'm saying, they might be a good look. You know what I'm saying? They go down, they got talent and whatever the case may be. They got a defense like we had. They got that New Orleans style type defense I can work with. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. So it was one of those things where it could have been a possibility he could have chose Washington or whatever if he didn't end up going to Denver. Now, speaking of which, we could segue to that. Ooh. Is Sean Payton going to Denver? Is that a good look? And will they immediately get back on the winning side? Because me and Jacob talked about this. I think they're going to be better than last year.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know how many winning seasons Sean Payton actually had in New Orleans? It wasn't many.
He was there 16 years, I think 10, out of 16 years or something like that.
The man won 8 games 8 games or more. I like to say 16 seasons. He did it 9 times. So that's 9 and 7. You basically had winning season. You had 1 Super Bowl in 16 years like that. Where's the? I understand he's this great offensive mind, right? But where's the consistent winning? People treat that man like he Belichick. When I get more of a Mike McCarthy vibe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's just me. People treat him like he Bill Parcells. They treat him like he up there. He got 1 Super Bowl in 16 years. And that one got an asterisk beside it. I don't want to talk about Katrina though. I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna do that. You know I hate New Orleans and everything about it. So I'm just gonna be nice today.
Are you right? I mean, you right because I mean you said Mike McCarthy, but Mike McCarthy I think got more winning seasons than you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean it's just kind of funny because you say that because it almost I seen a stat yesterday, and I'm not saying don't people will get mad at me. But I seen a stat, and this gonna actually make Jacob feel good. But it was a stat showing Dak Prescott stats and Peyton Manning stats after the same amount of games.
I seen that. I did see that.
And Dak Prescott stats was way better than Peyton Manning stats. But they was like when it came to Peyton Manning, it was great. It was whatever, they let it ride. But when it comes to what you call it, Peyton Manning. I mean, when it comes to Dak Prescott, it's a problem. So, and I'm looking at even the interceptions were way higher. Like
I seen the exact graphic you're talking about. Yeah,
like 100 interceptions, and Dak Prescott only had like 65, and the everything was better. Like bottom line, everything was better. You know what I'm saying? But people look, and I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. But I never even thought about that looking back. And then at the time, Peyton Manning wasn't really winning like that. Like he was winning a bunch of regular season games, but he wasn't winning in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He was like
Same thing with Dak. Yeah, same thing with Dak. They win 10 to 13 games every year. But when you get in the playoffs, it's like, come on, dude. Like, what you doing? So,
but he was never getting the flack that he got. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I can say he won't get the flack is 2 reasons why he probably wouldn't get the flack. One, because he probably wasn't making that kind of money at that time that Dak was making. And 2, where he played at. So if Dak, let's say Dak played in Indianapolis, wouldn't nobody care how bad Dak plays.
And if he wasn't the highest paid quarterback, at one point Dak signed, he was the highest paid player in NFL history at one point. You know what I mean? The man making $47 million a year. And they're about to extend him to try to kind of cut down that. But, when you do them kind of extensions, you basically just kicking the salary cap hit down the line. It's just moving it down the line. So if that's what Dallas is about to start doing with a mediocre quarterback, they're about to turn into the Atlanta Falcons after we lost that Super Bowl. That's exactly what they're about to turn into. So I watched Matt Ryan. Yep, they're about to turn into Atlanta Falcons. Because you have an overpaid quarterback who's just going to be mediocre. You can't keep your offensive lineman like that. You're going to always have to draft a new weapon or something for him, a la Julio Jones. You're going to have to draft a new weapon for him to always take him over the top. And I don't think that defense can maintain like that. That defense, they had led the league in turnovers, and you had Michael Parsons going ham, but when they got in the playoffs, what happened? People can scheme against that. You can scheme against Michael Parsons, take him out of the game, take him, take his influence of the game away. Whereas if you have a quarterback like that throwing interceptions and having turnovers because they're mediocre, but you got to pay him like he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, you're not going to be able to put that team together like that. So that's why they're trying to extend him now so they can kind of get some more cap money. They're trying to, I guess. But what does Dallas need? What is Dallas missing? They have the star wide receiver. They got the star running back. They have the offensive linemen that are going to the Hall of Fame. You got the defense now. You got the cornerback. You got everything you need except the coach.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, well, thing about it is you're gonna have to get another running back next year because Tony Pollard probably gonna be out.
Yeah,
all the next year.
But I mean, you can draft them. You can draft them. They can draft them in the second. So y'all got Brian Robinson in what?
Yeah, we got him like in the 3rd, 4th round, I think.
So you can draft running backs late. That's not easy. Running back, that's the easy problem to fix. But
yeah, and then they might lose their tight end because they even saying Washington is like being a runner to get Dalton Schultz.
Oh
like,
yeah,
whatever.
Schultz
Like,
now he's a good tight end now. Yeah.
And they probably can't afford to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't pay all the other skilled players. You know what I'm saying? So he might end up being gone. You know what I'm saying? So because you got Micah coming up soon, so you got to worry about freeing up that money for him. And you got
paid defensive player ever.
Yeah, and you got Diggs you got to pay. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he already said he ain't taking no discount. He already said he ain't taking no discount. He want his money.
Yeah, and he up this year, ain't he? Because him and yeah, so he up this year, so he gonna be asking for his extension, his new payday probably this summer.
This season,
you know
this summer, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like that's always told. Like that's the only thing about with Dallas is that to me it's the fact that they probably the most talented team in the NFL. Every year they have all this talent and they can't win. And I'm just like, you know, like how y'all can't win with all this talent? You know what I'm saying? They just don't. I never understand how they can't win with all that talent. You know,
because Jerry brings in those coaches who he can control. If he brought in a real coach who could really do their thing, Jerry, look, you got to get out the way. You can't be down here, coach. You got to go upstairs to the park. I don't need you down here practicing. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody like that who he's not going to bring in, then yeah, you're not going to be able to win with that talent.
That's why I knew Sean Payton wasn't going to go there because Sean Payton, he likes stability. He likes to be in control just like Jerry liked to be in control. So I'm like, whether you think he's a great coach or not, I don't think he's not gonna deal with all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I really feel like it's more about, you know what I mean? Like you said, until he gets out the way, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna always have that thing of until you get that top-notch coach, because they just hired a new offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know.
Why they brought Brian? No, hold on. Yeah, I mean, I did see that. Now, Brian Schottenheimer, bro, he been in the offensive coordinator game for over 19 years, 12, 19 years, and ain't never been a head coach nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, why Jerry? They be bringing in these old coaches thinking he's gonna get something different, man. Schottenheimer gonna be way worse than Kelly. Do you really think Brian Schottenheimer is a better offensive coordinator than Kellen Moore?
Nope, but they didn't want Westcott to fall on that sword, Mike McCarthy. So they basically said, well, let's get rid of Kellen Moore. But my thing was, if I have anything, go after a Bieniemy or somebody, because I think really at this point, Eric Bieniemy gonna have to get another coordinator job to prove that he can coach any. It's not just about, because a lot of people look at that. Oh, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Andy Reid there to kind of make it look. Because I mean, one time they even tried to say that, well, Eric Bieniemy don't really call the plays, so is he really offensive coordinator? They said it a couple of years ago. So I would say if I was Eric Bieniemy, I because I know we on one of the teams that he interviewing with, whoever he go to, and it got to be whoever. But just, if you go to somewhere else and you still putting up your team, still putting up 30, 40 points a game, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and top five offense in the league, I think that's what Eric Bieniemy needs to do. He has to go somewhere else. I mean, even though he shouldn't have to, but I think that's where he's at. He's gonna have to go somewhere else to prove that he's a real legit offensive coordinator to get a head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? Because they tried to say his attitude wasn't good enough. He wasn't really a leader of men. So they threw all this on him. Like, cause remember last year when he got into it, or was it last year, earlier this year?
It was
the first game of the season, the second game of the season when him and Mahomes got into it. And
I remember that.
All these reports that, that's his personality and he don't really know how to talk to people. And I'm like, how we get all that out of him and Mahomes getting into a little argument on the sideline? And it really, you know what I'm saying? How y'all get all of that out of that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it's like, you know how they do us. Anytime it's us, they're going to find any excuse in the world not to hire us. But I think the only way he going to really get a head coaching job and get offered a job if he goes somewhere else as an offensive coordinator, because, some offensive coordinators do bounce around a couple of times before they get a job. He might have to bounce around a couple of times, at least one more time. Let's say he went to Washington. and all of a sudden they putting up 30 points a game. Washington ain't been in the top 5 in scoring in probably 20 years. So if he went to Washington and made them a top 5 offense, it's undeniable. Because if he take this team top 5, then he good. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, man, listen, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's nobody else who's gotten a job recently. Did Sean McVay, did they tell him that? No. Did they tell Frank Reich that twice? No. Come on, man. We know what's going on. We know what it is. He's too much of a brother, in my opinion. I think he go in there and he be himself, and I think he's just too much of a brother.
Yep. But anyway, man, great show. We wish our brother Jacob well. Get your voice back. You know what I'm saying? So we can.
Hey, damn fingers work.
Yeah, I know that's right. But yeah, so man, get your voice right, man, so we can keep this train moving, man. But we'll talk more next week, man. Everybody have a blessed week. Hope y'all win. Y'all got a game. Did y'all win? Y'all played yesterday?
Yeah, man, we played yesterday, man. We lost a tough one yesterday. We got one more game next. Saturday. But we got 2 more games left in the season. One of them next Saturday at 1, and then I think we got a Friday game after that at like 9. What's the next Friday?
Okay, maybe I can catch one of them.
Friday at 8.
One of the 2.
Yeah, we got 2 left. Then we got the All-Star game. It'd be parents versus coaches. Parents versus coaches and players. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what's up. Let me see if I can catch one of these things then. So
cool.
We out of here, man. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
I walked in the place, sat by the bar, all the drinks on me, don't go too far, sitting by the bartender, asked her